Hello, it's Rani Yoga Devi coming to you from my home in Leamington, Ontario, Canada. And today, what I wanted to discuss was a verse from the Bible, John 15:5, which is, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. So, what is it that Jesus means when he says this? I am the vine. He's speaking of himself. You're the branches. He's speaking to his followers at the time who were his disciples. And what was he trying to say other than the obvious, stating the obvious, that he's their teacher? Jesus was explaining the truth of his existence to his disciples. He made a series of I am proclamations, and I believe that this was the last one of them that was pointing to Jesus' unique divine identity and the purpose of his life. And this metaphor was quite interesting. The metaphor of the true vine, branches, fruits, and flowers, cannot exist without the vine. That's obvious. The vine is the sturdy frame that holds together the branches, the fruit, and the flowers, much as Jesus holds together Christians as a steady vine on which we can lean and grow. And that's the way I see it. And it's very interesting. The more you look at this particular piece of scripture, the more interesting it becomes. But I think to truly understand it, we have to go back just a little before this. So this is all in John 15. I'm going back just to John 15. So not too far. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it so that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, so neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him, he bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away as a branch and dries up. And they gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever it is that you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. Just as the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be made full. This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you slaves, for the slave does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you would go and bear fruit, and that your fruit would remain, so that whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he may give to you. This I command you, that you love one another. So that's to John 17, the end of John 17. I wasn't going to read that much, but I think it's actually important. And I think it's important to understand this short scripture in the context of the whole story of what was happening at that time. So abiding in love means keeping the commandments and to love one another as he has loved us. So when Jesus is speaking this to his disciples, to thoroughly understand this, understand that this means all of us, not just his immediate disciples and not just the families and friends of the disciples who traveled with him. It's meant for all of us. So give a listen to that again and look it up in your own Bible and really reflect on it. I think it's an important piece of scripture to really, really understand that we are branches, and we are the branches, and that carries a large responsibility to carry forward the teachings that we fully understand and that we can fully embody. That doesn't mean we're supposed to take on all of Jesus' teachings, because we're still learning them. We're still learning them. We are learning them a long time after the actual people who spent time with Jesus learned these things. And they learned them directly. And it's not the same to learn it from a Bible or from somebody else who's studied the Bible very extensively. As I've said in previous videos, the only way that you can truly know these bits of scripture is to study them and meditate on them. And by that, I don't mean go, do your meditation and let it come to you or anything like that. What I do mean is give it some thought. Give it some thought. And keep that in your mind for several days. And when you do meditate, when you do pray, ask for an answer. Ask for a fuller knowledge. And you know what they say. Ask and it shall be given unto you. If you ask something truly from your heart, it will be given to you. And that's something you really should have faith in, no matter what your religion is. Rani Yoga Devi, signing off. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye for now.